Blessings. What's up, guys? Give it a minute, let people join while I turn on my music. I am not feeling the best. I'm feeling so much better than earlier, but super weird. I've never had like a what do you call it? Sickness happen like this fast. I just remember yesterday I was feeling so good and on top of the world. And then I just got home at some point and just started feeling body aches. And I'm like, all right, I need to go to bed. And I just like middle of the night, I'm tossing and turning and like sweating and had a migraine. And I was trying to get myself awake enough. We don't really take too much like artificial drugs. And so I was hoping just for some Advil or Aleve, and we didn't have anything. So I had to try to work myself up to go into the gas station, but it's okay. I was able to early today, and I'm feeling better. Not 100%. I do know that going live, especially when we talk about good topics, it gets me into a flow, and so I'm just gonna go as long as I'm feeling. It could be just 20, 30 minutes, but yeah, it's crazy. I've never usually if you get the like when I've gotten flu and stuff, which I rarely do, it's like I get a couple days notice. It's like, oh, you're starting to feel achy. But yesterday was like 0 to 10 real quick. And now I'm already back at like a 3. So I'm feeling meaning the sickness is a 3 out of a 10. So I'm feeling better. I'm thinking by the end of the day. I don't know what happened, but anyway, let me just announce really quick to a couple of the people that were going live. I know a lot of people will watch the recording, and I know that most people, yeah, really most people are going to watch the recording. So, and then a lot of people that will come on during. So I wanted to just share a couple things, as always, as I do. If you're not already in Atlantis, the Discord, you're missing out. Okay. Good to see Joshua hop on. Good to see you, Teresa. Blessings. And yeah, so when we join the Discord, when you sign up, you have to send a code. You get an email or a code emailed to you, and then you have to come into the Discord and you have to message that code to the Launchpass bot. It's this guy. You just send a message. Oh, whoops. But you find Launchpass here in the chat, and you send a message to Launchpass. You send the code. It'll let you in, and from there you'll be able to see all the stuff. If you're not currently active, you're only going to be able to see the titles of these chats, but not the content. We made it that way. Eventually, we're going to be able to see the chats. So right now, I just wanted to update. There's a few awesome things that have been coming up, going on. Mostly gold with so there's 5 of us that are all contributing to Atlantis here, and Zach Halford, he pretty consistently, almost every day, 3 to 5 times a day, he just focuses on gold, and he does a gold breakdown. And he's been talking about this target of gold for a while now, a couple different targets of gold, but in his chat, his channel here, Daily Gold Analysis, he's finding trades pretty consistently. Also, if you go to live alerts, same thing, trades pretty consistently. A lot of this has been key on over time. This will shift and change, and more will be added here and there. I'm posting some trades, but also the trading chat, posting some trades and things. So if you're in the Ascended Trader Signal group, the private Signal group there, of course, you're still going to get the trades and stuff, or get some trades. The best part about the Discord in Atlantis is we're going to have more people that are contributing. I still, though, want to keep the Ascended Trader mentorship group very exclusive, very private, and keep it awesome. So I have some plans to continue to do that. But also there, same thing for if you guys, I know some people that are going to watch this recording are in the Atlantis group, but you're not in the Ascended Trader mentorship group. And sorry, but there's no way in unless you pay for mentorship, period. And adversely, Atlantis is public, so everyone will be able to get in public. But in the Ascended Trader mentorship group. There's a lot of different lives that happen other than the ones that I do. Amala just went live for about 4 hours yesterday, and I got a text from someone, and I'm really stoked about it. Speaking of, Amala, he just hopped on. And the text that I got was, "Peace, just want to remind you that this group you created is legendary." So Amala, that was from Matt after being on live with you. He's very stoked. So I just want to let you know, we got all the resources that would ever be wanted or needed to continue the trading, and to keep doing the best at it, and to have not only the tools, but the people, the community. This is the hardest part about trading, is it's usually an individual journey. And so by staying hooked in with community, which I'll continue to cultivate as best as I can for all of us, and making it as good as I can. It's a lifetime journey for me. Leaning on that is so powerful, especially in trading, and something that's usually a very, very individual journey. So yeah, anyways, we're flowing. Staying tuned, but also remember to take care of yourself. Remember to put yourself first. Make sure you're feeling good. So if you don't feel like hopping on, don't hop on. If you do go, though, to in Atlantis, if you get in there, you can see all previous recordings pretty organized. And we'll keep posting those there. So like after I finish this recording, this is where I'll post this recording as well. So yeah, feeling good. Okay. I will go through some charts today. Yeah, I'm already, honestly, I'm feeling better than I thought I was. But I want to just emphasize a couple of the things that obviously I always preach, but the first one is consistency. And staying consistent sometimes isn't the easiest thing to do. But especially when it comes to the spiritual practices, especially when it comes to, trading, practicing, learning everything, consistency will make sure that you win at anything that you do. Just simply not giving up. I was talking actually with Josh, who was on last night, and we both agreed that basically with trading, the reason 95% of traders fail is because most of them quit. And so by just continuing, by staying consistent, not only continuing, but making sure that you're looking to make yourself better all the time, you will succeed. Okay. And so this is I've done this, I've proven this in my own life many times, but this is my formula for all the things that we are working on, that we're creating in the background and, in front as well. So one thing that I can guarantee is that in 5 years or 10 years or 20 years from now, I will still be here. I'll still be pushing, I'll still be working, I'll still be growing these things. I'll still be working on Atlantis or whatever it is with the highest level. And so it's because of that it will be a success. And I also realize that once again, that all, these things, the community, the Discord group, the Atlantis, the Ascended Trader private mentorship group, the Atlantis Fund later on, all these things will not be able to come to existence with just myself. And so that's why I will continuously talk about them and continuously, obviously, inspiring or looking to inspire those who, I won't say inspired, but to connect with those who feel inspired also for the same vision. So yeah, I'm currently back in Mexico. And one thing I want to mention is how different the consciousness is, which is a big reason why I'm moving to Guatemala, because it's another level. What do I mean by that? I was staying mostly in Vegas and LA while we were in the US, and I was staying there. My girlfriend's from Nevada, so we were visiting family out there. One thing that I realized that's really weird is this constant feeling of impending doom in the US. We spent some time in Los Angeles. We spent some time in Utah, a couple other places. No matter where we went, whenever I think about, I like to think of if I think about my timeline, who I am and like my experience, I almost see it as a tunnel. It's really easy to see, the future, obviously forward in the tunnel, the past, previous in the tunnel. And what I realized is no matter where I was thinking and no matter how far out I would try to like test my focus, like I would say, hey, let's think about what it feels like here 5 years from now or 1 year from now. No matter what, I kept coming back to this feeling of impending doom. Something is going to happen, is what it felt like. And I have my personal thoughts as to exactly why that is. And I'm not going to go too in depth because I want everyone to have their own opinion. And maybe I did realize also, I posted to Instagram shortly after realizing that, and just posting that, I'm like, what the heck? Why do I feel this? And I had, no joke, I had over 20 people that are like, yeah, I feel this too. And every time I go outside of the US, I don't feel that way. So that's the important part of what I'm saying, is that as soon as I come back to Mexico, I look forward on the timeline. I don't feel that whatsoever. There's no impending doom. I don't feel anything at all. I feel so much more expansive here. When I think forward, it's like I can, well, I don't know. It's inspiring. It's, I don't want to say the word, there's hope, but it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't feel like anything bad's going to happen anytime. You get what I'm saying? And so when it comes to life in general, set and setting is so important. And so here in Mexico, where I am near Tulum, is a really powerful, energetic place. It's an energy vortex, and it's a nice place to manifest and things. But there's so many people here now. And so a lot of this energy, this prana, and even the consciousness here isn't as easy to coerce or to move, So like, for instance, all the trash and things here in Tulum, there's no recycling. There's some recycling, but it's not the best, especially all the trash and pollution in other places. Anyways, I can go to Guatemala, and it's a lot easier, first of all, to be able to create systems that the public and as others start to move there, because Guatemala, where we're going, it's like Tulum in 10 and 50 years. And Tulum is going to be like LA probably in 50 or 60 years, at least the population, I imagine. So what I'm getting at is energy set and setting is very important when it comes to growing. It's like trying to grow flower in Antarctica, it just won't happen, right? So because of whatever challenges I have with the energy in the United States, I just don't, and I've traveled all over the US a lot in my life, and I just don't feel aligned there. And I don't feel like I can grow to my highest potential there energetically. And so now, being here in Tulum, I definitely feel 10, maybe 100 times better than in the US. And I could absolutely continue to grow as I have over the last 3 years, so much here in Mexico. I am ready to take that even to the next level and go to this place where we're going in Guatemala, to really be able to energetically and physically have the foundation to really bring in the massive things that we are all bringing in. So I'm saying this because I want each of you, I challenge each of you to really think about your surroundings, your set and settings. Are you being the flower, trying to grow and sprout and bloom in Antarctica? Or are you in the place that you should be? And I challenge you also that if you feel even 10% that you're maybe not in the place that you should be, that you follow that, and that you do whatever you need to do, whatever you should do, whatever feels best for you, in order to start to find wherever that place is for you to expand to your highest level. And I can tell you from plenty of experience traveling all over the US, traveling a few different parts of the world. I've only been to like 9 or 10 different countries, and the consciousness first of traveling, but also being in places that are more energetically conducive and aligned to who and what you are and what you're creating in the world, will have a massive, powerful effect on anything and everything that you do and on your growth. Okay. So I just wanted to express that. It's really interesting. I will say, since I'm feeling it, it's a frequency thing, in my opinion. The whole impending doom thing I was talking about in the US, that for whatever reason, it's just the frequency there. It's like radio waves, our human body, our mind being the radio itself. that these frequencies are being played, if you will, all over the US, either by people's thoughts or other. So, yeah, anyway, I want to mainly talk about Bitcoin. I'll see how I feel about finding trades today, but mostly I'm gonna talk about crypto a little bit. Let me turn this fan on. Yeah, so it's showing some signs. First of all, crypto really good, everything that's happened this last year. This has been probably the toughest year in crypto if you're in the space or even semi-familiar with the space. A lot of shit happened. And I'm saying shit because there's just a lot of people specifically were causing problems and created crap that caused more problems. So of course, this year was so necessary. And when it comes to Atlantis and things as we're moving forward there, like seeing FTX, seeing also the whole thing that happened with Luna, seeing these crashes for me was so powerful to be able to learn what exactly this world needs going forward. When it comes to funds, when it comes to honestly, we can call it a hedge fund, but when it comes to other humans that are controlling and investing and shifting and changing funds, well, what it helps me to realize is that no matter what, we are in this new age of Aquarius. And this age of Aquarius is the new currency is transparency. Those that are transparent in business and things that they do will thrive. We just some say it was 2012, the Mayan calendar was the end of the age, whatever. I think that the ages, last we were in the age of Pisces, which also the age of Pisces, it's Pisces is represented by the fish, right? Age of Pisces, if you look at Jesus, one of Jesus's, do I want to say logos, but symbols is the fish, right? Because he fed, I can't remember how many people with just like a few fish. And so these are all examples. There's no accidents of this, or there's no accidents in the symbology, I should say. My mentor told me that in each of these ages, that there is a different way that humans experience divinity or experience God. And in the age of Pisces, it was man and woman experiencing God as man, which was Jesus coming to the earth. Now there's how many zodiacs? 12, 13, I don't know exactly each one. But I do know what he told me is that in this new age of Aquarius, that we are, which these are, I think, 26,000 year ages, or maybe they're 2,500. I can't remember exactly. I'm off right now because I'm a little slow today. But beyond the point, what my mentor told me is that with each of these ages, man will experience God in a different way. And this age of Aquarius is the age of man or woman experiencing God as man as God. What does that mean? What that means is that, of course, as we all feel this kind of great awakening, this great expansion happening, what I see is that Christ consciousness is coming to earth in a large way. That those who choose to cultivate will experience in this lifetime, maybe in just the next lifetime, but over the next 100 to 200 years, we're going to have some massive shifts, some massive changes. And I do believe that as a human race, we're going to experience many people who are embodying Christ consciousness. And so why am I going into all this? I think it's important to know because, with crypto and things with the new age, that's, it's part of the transition. But there's a specific connection that I wanted to make that I lost for a second, but it's coming back. But anyways, in this age of Aquarius, we're experiencing God as man. So what I feel is that more and more people will start to realize, just like I realized I couldn't stay in the US, they're going to start to move. They're going to start to go to the places that their heart has been drawn to. And these places, kind of like myself, now where I'm going to Guatemala isn't the only place, but these places like Tulum is another awesome place. These are going to be hubs of this new world. And as we continue as a human race to start to cultivate this higher energy, this higher awareness, this higher transparency, that was kind of where I was connecting it. I believe that in reaching Christ consciousness, that all people, in my opinion, when Christ was on earth, he was able to see someone, fully see someone. You know what I mean? So if someone was like in front of him lying to them, like he could see that. And so each of us has the opportunity to achieve, I believe, in this lifetime, a lot of what we have the opportunity to achieve what Christ did. Doesn't mean we're going to fully embody, 100% of it, but we have this opportunity. And so because we have this opportunity, we are able to, this is why kids nowadays, they talk about vibes, they feel the energy. Whereas my parents, they didn't feel energy. They didn't feel vibes. They don't talk about any of that stuff. I have no idea what you're talking about. And so people are becoming more sensitive, and the younger they are, the more activated they are. And what I'm finding is that because people are becoming more in tune with their God self, that people are really feeling truth at a deep level. And that no matter what, no matter how strong and how direct your wording, your verbiage, your tonality is, if you say something, if it's false in this world, people will know and feel it, period. It's just how it is. So transparency. Coming back to why transparency is so important. Now, when it comes to money, if we look at this world, fraud has been committed. The largest industries that have committed fraud are banks and governments, period. And the largest ways that fraud has been committed is with money. Through money, they have in the past, when I say there have been a few wealthy people who have controlled the masses through information and through money. The internet was the breaking out of the information. Cryptocurrency is the breaking out of money. And so back to, transparency, as a human race, we have to go with naturally what's happening. So if we all know and feel, and some of you on here may not know or feel that we are going through this great awakening, if you will, or through this consciousness expansion, Christ consciousness coming back to earth, in my opinion, it's not going to be overnight. It's going to be over time. If we truly are going into that, and transparency is key, well, then we have to realize that the things that are not transparent and that are taking from others will crash. They will crash and burn because they are not in alignment. And I've witnessed it in business and small business, in my life and in the industry that I'm in the coaching side of things. And I've witnessed different coaches and different things who will create results and make things up. And people find out. And it doesn't end well. It just doesn't. And so, okay, well, if this is happening already on a small scale, this is exactly the same as charts. Charts, the reason why I love one of the reasons I love charts, for many reasons. One of the reasons I love trading is because it's all fractals, right? The small is just a reflection of the large. The large is a reflection of the small, right? And so as above, so below, right? It's the same as everything else. And so if we can recognize these patterns on a small scale, we can recognize them on a large scale, and vice versa. So with charts and by practicing charts, it has made me, and practicing trading, it has made me much better at noticing patterns in the world, in the real world. And as I practice mastering or noticing patterns in the real world, I also become a better trader, period. And so because we can see on a small scale, companies, businesses, individuals, at least I've been able to see where lack of transparency will lead to them falling or faltering or being humbled very, very quickly. Because I've seen this on a small scale, well, then I now see that on a large scale, this will happen massively over the next 10, 20, 30 years or less. And so coming back to it, what if the world has been controlled in two ways? One, information, and two, money. And the internet was the release of information, the breakout of the information. And crypto is the release or the breakout of the money, transparency of the money. Well, then we can look at the patterns and we can position ourselves in a way where we can not only be ready and be able to support and be supported in this new world that we're creating, but also we can profit massively by all this money that is able to or that is going to funnel into these new systems. So this is what I'm trying to work up to and talk about more obviously is crypto and why once again Atlantis and the Atlantis fund, why it's so important and what we're doing, why it's so important. So the main thing though, the main conclusion that we can come to right now is that when it comes to money, we absolutely absolutely deserve as a human race to have a financial system that is completely transparent, a financial system that we can trust, a system where we know if I decide that I want to pay taxes to this system, that I know exactly where every dime of my tax money is going. I can look it up at any moment and I can trust that it's going to a place that I desire, that I choose, that I want. In the United States, that is not something that any one of us could ever do. If any of you are from the United States or pay taxes or live in the United States. And because of that, we know that on a small scale, even though the US dollar is so powerful, it's been around for a while. It's not been around as long as other currencies, but it has been around for a while. It is the reserve currency of the world for the moment, right? It has a lot of power. It's not going to falter overnight. It's not going to happen just like that. And know that those that are in power and in control are going to do a lot of things that they feel like they're going to try a lot of different things in order to keep that power and control. But just remember that the natural frequency is different. The natural frequency now is transparency, is truth. And so those things that are transparent in truth, they are like the flowers that are going to be watered and blooming in a place that is eternally spring. You get it? Whereas those things that are not true anymore, maybe those flowers, the lack of truth and lack of transparency in previous ages and times of this earth, maybe the dishonesty was able to prosper. But now we're in a new world, and now we're in a new age and a new space, and those things will not be able to prosper very long. So I know I preach Bitcoin a decent amount. I love it. I've preached crypto before a lot more, but specifically Bitcoin because it is the most decentralized, it is the most transparent currency that exists, period. Do I want to say the most trusted? The most trusted. There are currencies that are even more transparent, but Bitcoin is very transparent. You can see all the transactions, you can see where money's going, you can see which wallets sent which money where. And here's the best part is that it is not controlled by any authority. The US dollar is controlled by the government and by banks. If we want to, as a society, print more dollars or take less dollars from the system, so the value of our dollar is better, or if we need to increase inflation for whatever reason, you and I don't have any chance to take vote or to be part of that decision-making process. Not one. In Bitcoin, though, we do. In other cryptocurrencies, we do. And you and I, when it comes to, you want to hear something crazy? Something crazy. Every bank in the United States is allowed to leverage the money that is deposited into their accounts by 13x. 13x. That means that if someone deposits $1 million, I think it's actually 14x, but let's say 13 for the sake of it. Say 13 or 14. Every $1 million that is deposited into bank accounts, they can create loans of up to $13 million based off of only having $1 million. This is called fractional reserve banking. This has been around for a long time. And you all have heard of FTX and what happened with FTX. Just realize that FTX was less leveraged than the current United States banking system. FTX was not doing 13x leverage on the money. FTX was maybe doing 2x leverage on the money, 2, maybe 3. And that's they made mistakes and lost it. What is the difference between banks and FTX? The difference is that FTX was not backed up by the government, where banks are. And so what that tells you is that it's a freaking racket. It's a cartel. It is literally a gang that has decided to team up and to try to control others and to doing what they want people to do. So there's so many other things that I could say, but this is why having something transparent, this is why going to Bitcoin is the most powerful way for us as a human race to start to ascend in a rapid way. Because money is, we decided in this world to use money for literally everything that we do. And so every time we transact with the US dollar, we are not transacting in freedom, period. Or any currency that is not decentralized, we are not actually experiencing financial freedom. No matter if you have $100 billion to your name, if they're all US dollars, you are not actually fully financially free. You are still under the whim and the will of the government and of the banks. And so as time goes on, we will create and expand the systems that are providing more freedom. Okay. So I know there's a lot of things out there about Bitcoin and about crypto and how bad it is. Well, let me first tell you that all the things that crypto takes power away from banks. Crypto takes power away from governments that they've held on to for a long time, and it gives it back to the people. And so as we stay consistent with growing, expanding those systems, we will for sure. We're going to see higher levels of freedom. We're going to see higher levels we're going to watch the whole world, this new earth that we're creating. It's going to expand in a rapid way. The more people that we get on the currency that is actually fair for everyone. So I'm saying all that to work up to the fact that there's a chance the crypto is bottoming out. Doesn't mean that it's going to go up fast right away, but it does mean that over time it's good to just pay attention. What I've started to do is I've definitely started to buy more. I fully realize and anticipate and expect that cryptocurrency could go up to or that all of crypto, Bitcoin, could go down another 50% or more. At the same time, I realize how powerful an opportunity it is to buy at these levels for different coins. First of all, Solana, it hit $8 and it's already now up to $13.30. So it's already up over 50% in just the last, what would that be? 2 days, 3 days? We still have a lot of opportunity, a long ways to go. And there's a chance that it could go down lower. But coins like this that were trading at $259, $260, and are now down at $13. This is an amazing opportunity to buy. Now, I realize, and I hope, actually, I pray that Solana goes to $3. And I realize that it definitely could. At the same time, I realize that I would rather have some now and go down, like have my portfolio value go down, because I do not want to risk the chance of not having been able to buy at this level, at these levels. So if you are an investor in crypto, if you have money set aside for crypto, this is a great time to start buying, not going all in. Always have money ready to buy the dip. That means that you're never really going to go 100% in to whatever you would invest into crypto. You're never going to go 100% in. You always want to make sure that you have money ready just in case it does go lower. Okay. That is a number one rule for me in investing into crypto. And the next thing is having a 2 to 3 year plan at bare minimum. We are going to see a lot of projects that have died or that will die even more, that aren't going to exist. A lot of NFT projects that aren't going to exist in the next bull run. So make sure that when you're investing, it's into things that are adding value. Most NFT drops, most NFT collections are not adding any value. And most people were just buying NFTs over the last couple years out of speculation because they heard or they had a friend who bought an NFT and made 10 grand the next week. So everyone was trying to follow that and do that and duplicate that. It adds no value. A lot of the art that exists, a lot of the NFT drops that exist, there's no value to them. They just did an AI art randomizer, and it's not even a actually true handmade or individual made art. So anyways, when we're investing into crypto, we're going to do the best, and in anything, when we are focused on the value, when we're focused on what they're providing for the world. Now, I think obviously I talked to you about Bitcoin. So the number one thing, I think everyone should own some Bitcoin. If you don't own any Bitcoin right now, buy some, even if it's $10 worth. Make sure you have some Bitcoin. And one of the best ways for investing into crypto that people talk about is called dollar cost averaging, DCA, which means that you buy a little bit over time. So, maybe your goal is to get to 20 Bitcoin, but you start off buying, first I'm going to buy 0.1, and the next week I'll buy 0.1, right? You buy a little bit over time, and you realize the price will fluctuate, but over the time that you're buying, you'll have had a pretty good average. So now remember, realize Bitcoin is something that will go up to $1 million plus easily. I think 4 million plus easily. So on that note, there's a lot of upside potential. So whether you buy Bitcoin at now 16,000, or you're able to buy it at 13,000 if we go down, or 3,000, or you wait until 50,000, realize that eventually it will go up to 1 million plus, just based off of all the numbers. Everything will exist on crypto eventually. Everything. Real estate will be kept track of on crypto. Stocks will be kept track of on crypto. Trading cards for sports, everything will be kept track of on crypto. So there's so much different types, so many different industries, and so many different avenues or channels of money that will be flowing into crypto over time. Now, realizing that the old currencies, the previous currencies, the traditional currencies, the government currencies, they've been around for a long time. And although, yes, I do believe that Bitcoin will replace a lot of them, will become a reserve currency of the world, maybe not officially by the Federal Reserves of the whatever. I don't really care. I don't know I can't remember the name of the agency where all the federal banks get together. But I know they have the World Economic Forum and everything where they all get together. Anyways, what I'm getting at is these currencies have lived for a long time. They're not going to just die overnight. So we have to realize that I'm telling you 2 to 3 year plan, but ultimately realize that this could be 10, 20, 30, 40 years. This is going to be an ongoing thing. It's just like the internet. The internet's not going to die. The internet just keeps evolving and getting better and changing and more expansive. And so cryptocurrency is going to do the same. But once again, just remembering that we are only going to put our money into things that are adding value. Okay, so dollar cost averaging is a good way to just invest. $10 here, $20 there, $100, $1,000 here, $1,000 there, whenever you feel, whenever you can, and just look long term. Like just know that, hey, I'm willing to hold this at least 3 years, if not 10 years. And that's sometimes one of the best things you could do. Is what I'm doing instead of building a savings account is I'm building a Bitcoin wallet account that I send Bitcoin to, that I can't see the balance. I don't have the app downloaded. I just have the address. And every time I send it more money, I just send it to the address. Every time I have a little extra money to send, I just send it there. So where most people are saving for the for their retirement or whatever, I'm doing that in Bitcoin 100%. I think it is so much more secure than the US dollar. And yes, saving is a good thing. Okay. I know some people are like, you shouldn't save, just live in the moment. If you can save, if you can build up, there's so many awesome habits that come from building the habit of saving and being able to respect yourself and respect your money. Anyways, have a long-term plan, only invest in things that are adding value, and pay close attention to, in Atlantis, the Atlantis group. Let me pull up the Discord here, to the crypto chat. Okay. If you're not in the full version of Atlantis, it's easy. You just gotta, ask for the link. Right now, since we still, I actually have a meeting with we'll call them co-founders of the Atlantis group tomorrow. And we are probably raising the price after tomorrow. But right now it's $33. We haven't even announced this officially. So anyone that signs up at $33, by the way, Amala is one of the co-founders of Atlantis. He's on here, or Angelo in the Zoom. But anyways, $33, if you sign up, you will be grandfathered in at that price. You will keep that subscription price forever. This is a group that will be $99 plus easily. I anticipate us having $250 subscription as well, maybe $500 subscription for specific things. But I will be, as time goes on, I already have articles in the process of being written. I'm writing a couple as well. I'm going to be releasing 10 of the best cryptocurrencies that I would buy going into this next bull run, things that I would hold on to that are adding value. The articles are going to be about what these coins are doing, how they add value, why it's so important, what they're doing is so important. One of the main ones that I'm probably gonna be the first one that I release. You guys are awesome have an awesome opportunity to hear about it now before anyone else. Let me check the chat. Harry said, not in the full version. All good. So Harry, if you want to go to announcements and just scroll up a bit, not too far, you'll see these two Atlantis logos. First, recommend you watch our Atlantis intro video. Really powerful, made by our boy Alan. That's him right there. Well, his back for a second. There he is. He's in Oz. He lives in Australia. This is here in Mexico. A lot of this footage is drone footage that I took this in Chiapas. There's me and my girlfriend Mia. A lot of the footage in this video is footage that I take in. So check this out. Video is amazing. And if you just go right above the video, you can click on this thing right here. If you're familiar with the previous Discord group that I ran, it's the same process to sign up. So you're just going to click here on Become an Atlantean. It's going to take you to this site right here. Okay. And then you're going to sign up right here, $33 a month. It is recurring. And you'll stay there forever. Like, I know that if you would have just been listening and paying attention to the trades that we've been posting, for instance, gold, let alone all the live alerts that Keon's posting and posts daily. He posted 2:25 today, 2:25 a.m. Posting tons on futures and things and profits that he's making. Like, you literally easily with $1,000 account, if you've just been following the trades and things that we've been posting, I posted a couple Forex trades and others, you would have made over a year's worth of your of the subscription, probably a couple years worth of the subscription at $33 just with that. So once again, we haven't fully announced this publicly, so you have a chance to still get in at this price. Yeah, I'm not, probably shouldn't, I said I wouldn't like offer this to everyone, but you guys showing up to the calls, I want you to feel inspired. And we'll keep moving forward. So anyways, back to what I was saying. Once again, ask me questions if you guys have any questions about Atlantis or anything at all. We have public chat, so if you're not in the full version, oh yeah, by the way, the process is you sign up, it sends you an email with a code. You have to take that code and you have to send the code to this LaunchPass bot, and then it will give you full access to all the channels. Okay, so that's the key. If you don't send the code to the bot, you're not going to see all the channels, period. Even if you sign up and you're paying, you won't see everything. So just make sure you do that. And then if you have any trouble at all, just feel free to ask questions. Send me a message, or yeah, probably not the best on Discord. Send me a message on Instagram. That's where you'll get the fastest response. So, okay. First coin that I'm going to talk about, because the article's finished already, and it's called Rune Chain, Thor Chain. And there's this website called CoinGecko. You guys are so, like, I'm telling you, I absolutely wish that I had someone like me explaining these crypto things and showing these tools and just explaining the way things work when I was first learning just a few years ago. Like, oh my gosh, I would be, I'm in a good spot for sure, but I would, yeah, 10, 50, 100x. You have the opportunity right now. I am telling you that there are coins like this one that will go 100x. 100x. You will, if you on a long enough time frame put money in this and you wait, you will make 100 times your money easily. You can. So there are other cryptocurrencies that are even greater, higher, and above that. Things like Solana will definitely do a 10 or 20x pretty easily. I do think Solana eventually will go to $1,000. When I say 10 to 20x, I mean in this next bull run. Over the course of 10, 20 years, yeah, you're 1,000x plus. So Rune, I want to explain what Rune does, why it's important. With cryptocurrency, just like regular currencies, there's a lot of different ones, okay? And it's hard to connect. If I wanted to, if I had Solana and you had Ethereum, but I wanted to send you money, I couldn't send my Solana to your Ethereum wallet, right? Just like on a bank account, I can't send you pesos to your American dollar account. I have to exchange it, or the bank will exchange it, right? So what this does now, if we think about it, if the bank will exchange it, or if we have to exchange it, what crypto does is it takes the human element out of it. So if no one's there to exchange it, what the frick do we do? Well, we have to rely on the code. We create code that can do it all for us. Thorchain. So I went to this website, by the way. It's called CoinGecko.com. CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap are your two best websites for researching cryptocurrency. It looks like CoinMarketCap has a lot more information now. It used to be the opposite. It used to be that CoinGecko was a go-to, but I'm already seeing right now that on CoinGecko, it only lists 12,700 coins, but on CoinMarketCap, it lists 22,000. So beyond the point, I'm going to just come in here and I'm going to search up Thorchain for you to share with you guys to show you this site, how powerful it is, coinmarketcap.com. You can find out everything you need to know about any cryptocurrency that exists. All the links, if they have communities, if they have Twitter pages, all that. So Thorchain, to bring back talking about exchanging money, right? I can't send you pesos to your American dollar account. What Thorchain is creating is bridging. They're making it to where it will be much easier to be able to bridge your assets, to be able to, if I wanted to send you Solana, I could use to your Ethereum wallet. We would be able to bridge it very easily and exchange it very easily, instantaneously. What it will eventually be is that, if I'm sending you money or cryptocurrency, there's different currencies for different things. What I believe is stuff like Solana will be specifically for, I think Solana is going to be the gaming cryptocurrency blockchain. Crypto is the gaming blockchain. I need to say that, but so there's going to be other reasons to have different cryptocurrencies, different purposes, and they're all going to have their values. And so eventually it will be to where you just say, hey, I want this much Bitcoin worth of whatever you're sending, and I'll send it, and it will automatically exchange. Everything will happen automatically. We're already almost there. But Thorchain is absolutely awesome because, first of all, this is a coin that has already seen the high, the all-time high is $21.23. And right now it's at $1.35. Now, based off of how big, right now Thorchain is mostly on Ethereum and is helping to bridge all the assets that are on Ethereum, because you have different blockchains, but then you take a smart contract blockchain like Ethereum, and you have all these different coins that are on top of Ethereum. So Thorchain is making it easier to go back and forth from different coins. And I'm explaining to you, maybe it doesn't matter so much to you exactly what this does or why it's important, but they're basically making it to where it's really easy for money to flow all the way through, and all, through in and out, Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies, just through the whole blockchain space. So it's investing into something like Thorchain is it's very similar to, let's say that you really liked solar, right? And Tesla, everyone knows Tesla, they have solar panels. There's also a company called Sunrun or Vivint. There's different ones. But let's just say Tesla Solar. If you love solar, you could buy Tesla stock, right? Or realizing there's different parts for solar panels. And buying Rune Chain, like, is, if you like solar, it's like buying companies that make the power inverters for the solar panels. So there's the solar company, right? But then you have the inverter company that makes all the inverters for all the solar companies. And so instead of saying, I believe in solar, I'm going to invest specifically in the solar company, by in a similar way, by investing into Thorchain, you're saying, I believe in crypto, but I'm going to invest in something that is directly adding massive value to this whole space. So I fully believe, like, this is one of the most beautiful charts that I've ever seen. I'm gonna show you guys this Wall Street cheat sheet. I haven't really gone into charts today, like into price action and stuff, into candlesticks. It's just because my brain, it's not feeling 100%. I probably will, though, by the end of the call, just a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to express that. I'm mainly just going over fundamentals. I know I don't usually do this, but anyways, all beyond the point. This coin Thorchain. Let's just go to this Wall Street cheat sheet. If you're a trader, you've seen this before probably. And what I love most about it is the fact that it does show all the emotions associated, with the movement of a market, but also this specific pattern of the impulse all the way up and then retracing all the way down to eventually go sideways, flat, and over time lead to another impulse to go up again. These are the nature of markets. This is like the breath. The breath goes in and then the breath goes out, right? And the tides of the ocean come in and then the tides of the ocean go out, right? So this pattern, I want you to pay close attention to this specific pattern and look how beautiful this looks. How much this has gone all the way up, tide come in and out and in and out and in and out and all the way out. And this one, we have not been this low since towards the beginning of 2020. Wow. I should say 2021. 2021, we were at $1.40. Went all the way up to $21, and now we're all the way back down to $1.24, $1.35. I fully anticipate this coin, because of what they're doing, to reach $100. Like, honestly, I fully anticipate it to reach $150 or more. I've done the math of the market cap. I've done the math of the value in Ethereum and what it would be doing. I've done a lot of the math there just to see. And I fully believe this coin will go to $150. Bare minimum, you're going to see a new all-time high. And its current all-time high is $21. So this coin alone, you could be safe. You could buy this, wait for 2 years at most, 2 to 3 years. Could even be just 1 year. I don't know. Crypto could go up this year. I think it's going to be 2024 personally, that we start to see a bull run again, maybe 25. Beyond the point, just buying and holding and waiting, you will absolutely make money with this. Absolutely. Like, I don't know. I'm not a licensed financial professional, so whatever you decide you want to do. But I remember getting in this around $3 or $4 and praying that I would have the opportunity. And I remember it going up to 18, and I was like, man, I hope I can just get it at $12 again. And now we're here at $1.35. So Rune or Thorchain, really powerful. Where can you buy it? Well, that's the cool thing about this website, CoinMarketCap, is if you just scroll down, Actually, you don't need to scroll down. Where is it at? It tells you all the markets though that it's available. They've changed this website up a little bit, so I just have to find out exactly. Oh yeah, you just scroll down to the bottom. So very cool here because you can see all the markets that trade Rune. Rune is the call sign or the trade Thorchain, and it's sorted by volume. So it tells you where all the, out of all the markets where all the volume's coming from. But this will tell you where you can buy this coin. So in this case, Binance, great spot. KuCoin, great spot. Kraken. All these are different exchanges that you can use to buy Thorchain. Now, what's really cool here also about CoinMarketCap is you can go to sexes, which are centralized exchanges, or you can filter by dexes, decentralized exchanges. And I personally prefer to do that, to go the decentralized route. But you can't always do that right off the bat. We're still in the beginning stages. So RuneChain, this is gonna be the first one that I recommend to buy. This is an absolute gem. Earmark it, note it down, hold this over my head, please. I am willing to bet you that in sometime within the next 5 years, I'm thinking around 2 years, this coin will be at $15 to $20 plus. And I predict that within 10 years, even if it ended up going down after, that within 10 years or less, this coin will hit $100. And so I fully believe that. And I'm putting my money behind it as well. So if I'm wrong, I'm willing to publicly be tar and feathered. No, but I fully believe that this is one of the best coins that you could buy. It actually used to be in the top 20, and it's now number 71 when it comes to market cap. Now, when you're doing your own research, now I might have just opened you up to this whole new thing of CoinMarketCap to go do all your own research. There's so much you could do here. You can search different categories. You can look at DeFi, metaverse, NFTs, all that. You can search coin names, like you can search by communities. There's just so much that you can do. So just if you're looking for coins to invest in, which right now is a very good time, fully expect that things still could go down by another 50%. It's okay. But knowing also this is one of the best times right now to buy. Here's a coin, Stellar XLM. I used to own a lot of this. I have a little bit. You have the website here. So what you'll want to do when you're finding a good crypto project is you want to make sure they're active. So one way to do that is to first go to community and go to their Twitter and just make sure that they're active on Twitter. When was their last tweet and what are they tweeting about? So it looks like these guys are tweeting on December 30th, most recently. So perfect. They're active. Stellar. And I know a lot about Stellar. Stellar is going to be one of the coins that are regulated. And so this one will be a really good coin long term as well. Maybe not super long term, but this is one of the coins that, just like XRP, they're following the regulations that were recommended by different governments. So I'm not super aligned with that. Government regulation is the problem. But you're going to want to make sure they're active. Another thing that you could do is, where is it at? Source code. White paper. There's a Play Explorer. Yeah, interesting. They don't have it here. But on projects, there are, especially open source projects, they'll use GitHub. GitHub is a place where people post different developers who are working on projects, they can work on them together. And what's cool is when they're with different projects, you can see the different work that's being done on them. And so in this case, I can't see. I think maybe Stellar doesn't use GitHub. Oh yeah, they do. I just clicked here. So what's cool is you can also, with CoinMarketCap here, you can I clicked source code. It took me to GitHub, and you can see when the last work was done. So a commit is saying people are committing to this specific job. And you can see the last thing was done 2 weeks ago. That's what you want to see, is you want to see within the last couple months at most that people are putting in work into the project that you're looking at. So we have stuff within the last 3 weeks. So Stellar is a good active project. And this is a good investment as well. This is not going to be in my top 10, by the way. But yeah, it's still a really, really good coin because they are following regulation. It's good for investment, I should say. So, okay, that's probably all I want to talk about with crypto. I went over a lot today. Do you guys have questions? Seriously, hit me up if anything. If you want to know anything about crypto or anything in that space, just reach out. If you want to post in the chat, you can do that. Or if you'd like to unmute yourself in chat, that's fine too. So I will go through a couple Forex charts just to see if there's any trades, since I am feeling it a bit. And then I think after that, because I'm feeling up for it, probably in an hour or two, I'm going to hit up Teresa. Her and I had a call scheduled today, but I was not able to do that. I wasn't feeling so hot. It's Wednesday. I haven't traded at all this week. Mainly just been coming back. We got back to Mexico, I don't know, 3-4 days ago. So just been getting settled in. So today, honestly, right now is the first time looking at charts. And right here, GBP JPY, we have a solid support line. And we can see that we are being supported. So we can go to, well, on the daily chart here, I'm looking at this support level. And you can very clearly see we had what I call a Darth Maul candle, where the wicks are pretty much the same size. That to me is not a reversal candle, meaning we were going down. And although we're going up, that's not a strong reversal candle. It is at times. So to me, I'm not like, oh, this is going to definitely go up. I'm not feeling that. But obviously short term, we're bouncing a little bit. So based off the daily, there's 5.5 hours left in this candlestick. Can't make any decisions on it, but I mean, very clearly we are at a level where we just saw a little bit of support. Remember, it could flip flop and we could see resistance easily. So we'll see what today's daily candle looks like, but I am prompted to go to the lower time frames and see what it looks like. So the 4 hour here, same thing. We're at this level. We have shown some bullish price action here in the Bollinger Bands. We're above the moving average here. And we are at a level, but we're not showing any signs of slowing down. What I also like in the argument of it being bullish, of it going up, is that the beginning of the move was a strong candle, right? Just like the roots of a flower, the beginning of a movement can a lot of times determine if that's going to be strong continuing movement. So in this case, this strong candle, it's a strong candle in the beginning of this upward movement. At the same time, it basically matches. It's like almost the exact same as the bearish candle. So, I'm not like, oh, this is going up. We just didn't get as strong signs of reversal as I would normally anticipate when trying to get into a reversal trade, or finding a bottom. I go for more, personally, I go for more confirmation before I enter a trade. So for me, it's like, I like to get in when it's already flowing. You're right. I like to ride the waves like a surfer, I don't like to force the waves. I don't like to test the wave and, hey, maybe this is going to be a good wave to ride. I like to just wait until I'm like, as sure as possible that it's going to be the best wave to ride. So for me, because we, a couple things. One, we saw on the last low, the previous low, we broke down pretty low. We created a new lower low. And so even though we created a new higher high, it wasn't that high of a high. And it didn't take us that much too long to come back down to levels that were towards the bottom of this previous low. So what that tells me is that the people selling, or people, it's easier. It's not as easy to take the price up to new highs. Basically, it's easy to bring the price down. Now, although this is a strong support level, I would not want to fade it. I wouldn't want to try to short this or by any means thinking this is going to go down. I want to wait for my price action. I'm also not going to buy at the moment unless I get more confirmation. the hourly chart here is really strong, but we're at a resistance level. So as soon as, or if we break that, then I could look for a trade, look for a buy. I want to find the flow, right? I want to ride the wave. I want to get in while it's already moving. And so once it breaks this, I have this little, I just created this alert. So it will alert me on my app and I can look for that entry. And for me, that will look like some kind of, going up and then coming down, retesting before going higher type of thing. So I didn't really see a trade here. We are at a low. You could buy. It's just not a good risk to reward ratio for me. USD JPY, absolutely love it. I drew this green box as a liquidity level. We hit it, but we're in a downtrend, so it's not anything I would want to buy at the moment. Yeah, we got same thing, 5.5 hours left in this daily candle. And here's the thing, this is a strong support level from back in August of last year. It was resistance, the same level in May of last year. And who knows how much further we could go back, but we could go back probably pretty far. I do remember it's been since like the 80s since USD JPY got up as high as it has. And so there's not a lot of history, right nearby for us to look at that's at this level. But very clearly what goes up must come down. We were going up really strong, now heading down. What I like is that with each downward movement, you see here's a downward movement, we come up a little bit, downward movement, we come up a little bit, downward, come up. Just notice how the upward movements, like the downward movements are smaller almost each time, a little bit. So to me, I anticipate that this isn't going to, we're not going to create, come all the way down here. I could be lying. I mean, I could be wrong, lying. It's not a lie if you don't know yet, I could be wrong completely, but I would anticipate that we start to see some support. At the lowest, this support level I have down here, this yellow level down here. So I drew this green box because I was thinking this might be the place where we start to head back up a little bit. I don't know that we'll make a new all-time high, or not all-time high, a new high, I should say. I'm getting into crypto language because crypto is where you talk about all-time highs a lot because it tends to happen, but we love price discovery. Oh, wow. It's one of the best feelings ever. Just to like be in a coin and have gotten in early or be in anything. And it reaches what we call price discovery. Price discovery is reaching prices that it's never been to before. It's like, it's really easy to trade Forex, the Forex patterns, really easy. That's relative, right? It's easy with Forex to see the patterns to know when to get in, to get out. It's a lot harder to do in crypto, especially when you've never been as high as you've been before. So Shani says, if you could talk to me for a few minutes about my situation. Yes. Yeah, no, Shani, I definitely plan on calling you first. I want to talk about what happened. Yeah, so I'm just gonna tell everyone, Shani, there's a practice that I teach that some of you have heard of, know about, and I learned it from a few places. One, I learned it from the book Cosmic Currency. Where's that book? It's around Cosmic Currency, one of the best intro books to higher consciousness ever. And then I also created a video. Oops, I don't want to customize my channel. That talks about how to do this practice. And basically the practice is you're going to stare at a wall for, basically 10 minutes, but for a minute or two of that, you're holding your breath and you're flexing all your muscles at the same time. What happened was Shani passed out, and I've never had that ever happen. I've never heard of that happen before. And ended up hitting her head and told me she's really grateful she didn't break her nose or anything, but woke up in a daze. And I've never had that happen. So it's important to mention because those of you in my course or in my program, that I talk about this, this practice and how powerful it is. And this is a practice that I still do all the time, every day. And I do it in different ways. But the main focus of this practice is to awaken the mind, to cultivate higher levels of energy, But yeah, Shani had passed out, and so we're gonna talk about what happened. We're gonna just go more in depth, but I just want to say that if you're gonna do this practice, just because this happening, it's never happened before. I've never passed out. I've never heard of anyone passing out until now. That it's important that you do this in a place where if you were to pass out, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna fall over, fall to the side. But yeah, I still even though this happened 1,000,000%. I think this is the best practice in the world to replace meditation or yoga or anything else. Let me find, I don't know why, manage videos. I'm having trouble. The video that I have here is called consciousness expansion. Okay. I'm gonna send this video in the chat, but I made this. We talk about staring at the wall and stuff.
Okay, so
just
in front of the wall, sit on it.
be very careful if you're gonna do it with this happening. So I'm gonna do some more research, talking to Shani, just to see exactly what was up. I don't know. Oh, dang.